What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the European Conquest AI only battle. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We are probably reaching our end. As I said, it's getting a bit crashy. When I open it, it did it again, but I'm trying my best to keep going for as far as it will allow us. We should kill all these civs with like terrible units like the Galeas. There should be a button that just like kill all units from before modern era. Maybe that should be a button they should add. Also, I'm going to kill the dead civs. I've seen the recommendation many times. I think I don't know, I zoned out. Obviously, every time I said that in the demographics, I was like, Greece is still kicking around somewhere. But we can get rid of them. I think Greece is the only one, so I don't think it'll make a huge difference. I think France is completely... There's no French units lurking around, as far as I'm aware. I mean, it should show me if there is. I think it's just Greece, so I don't think it will make a mega difference, but maybe it will speed things up a little bit. Obviously, technically, can't really kill the Ottomans. That would be a bit harsh. They're still around. But yeah, I think that's it. No one else has gone, right? France was the only civ to be completely taken out. Yeah, and Greece. But Greece, as I said, there is some Greek unit somewhere, I believe. It appears that way anyway. I don't know where it is. If anyone can spot it, there you go. Where's Wally for the day? Although I think is it Where's Waldo for the US viewers, which is like 60% of you. Oh, there it is. There's a Greek unit. That killed the game pretty quickly, but never mind. We move on. Egypt and Rome piecing out, and England with the Manhattan Project, which means probably everyone but the Ottomans now has that. Yeah, I'm just going to do extra safe here. Extra professional level of quality, because I blatantly just forgot to do it before we started. In-game editor. Right, how do I do this again? Players. Hang on, I want to do this right. Kill. I don't want to kill me. Okay. Right, Egypt, Ottomans. Yeah, so it's just Greece. I think it's just going to kill that trireme, but there we go. They're finished. That's when I like clicked on someone else and just a whole civ just disappeared. But yeah, Greece's trireme is gone. I don't know if that'll make a huge difference, but I guess it's less decisions to be made, and it changes maybe the AI's decision making. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, we'll just continue on now and see what happens. I think the world has calmed down a bit. There is still Russia v Poland, of course, and the Huns versus Sweden, although that seems to have slowed down a little bit as well. But yeah, I think Poland made peace with most of their other enemies. Spain and Rome is still ongoing in the west. And is that Morocco-Assyria thing still going on? It is, although Assyria's kind of been pushed back a bit here. Oh, and that's the end of Spain versus Rome, and Spain takes this city. Okay, well that cuts off this city, so that might be easy to take in the future, as they won't be able to reinforce it if you obviously put units here. But yeah, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Rome giving away one city. I mean, look at the size of them. One city is certainly not gonna be the death of them. They have been squeezing in plenty of new cities as we go along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all pretty recent settlements. I think that one is too. Within their own borders. So if you have the capability to do that, that's obviously a nice little extra bit of production, etc. But there we go. We continue on. What will be the next big war? Obviously, if Russia keeps... The thing is, they're not like running out of units. That was Poland's issue. They look very empty behind the main front. Russia is not so bad, but certainly compared to the Huns, they're starting to look a bit weak. And obviously Assyria is also a massive power in the south, so keep an eye out for what those two do. But Assyria seems pretty content, just spamming units at Morocco. Why wouldn't you be, eh? I mean, just stick to it. Just keep going. Rome's turn. A lot of paratroopers. I would have thought maybe everyone would have, or at least, you know, all the good civs would have XCOM squads by now, but paratroopers instead. Maybe it's a money issue. Maybe we'll see them. Actually, no, they're probably just not quite at tech level 80. It keeps freezing. I'm getting very worried, but we will keep going. Plow forward for as long as we possibly can. I just spilled drink down my face. This is Good job. This is why there's no face cam on this channel. Other than the streams, where I'm just like eating chocolate the whole time. you miss a lot going on in videos. No, we don't eat in videos. We have some professional standards. Just drink. That's the problem with like batch recording though. You need a drink. It happens. Poland has finally built a road. No, that's not even their railroad. I like how awkward. I know that it's obviously not perfect to like imitate real life, but it is quite weird as how is a car then supposed to just transform into a train as soon as you cross into the next country. That is quite funny. There you go. I was about to say it would be cool if they had like some more, more intricate infrastructure mechanics, but I guess Civ 6 kind of went with that, with their cities and districts and stuff, and that wouldn't necessarily say it was any better than this. It's different, but yeah, wouldn't say it's necessarily better. How's it going over here? This city had already fallen at the start of the episode. This one has fallen before, but at the moment, well, surely this turn, yeah, seemed pretty likely to go, and it did. This one's clinging on in the north, doing fine. Ignore Assyrian Finland, just random territory. Oh, Spain just conquered Sweden City in Scotland. I forgot about that war. You probably did too, because not too much was going on. But Spain, finally, when we weren't paying any attention, did push in. The Huns squeezing in, grabbing some of these islands north of Scotland, as well as Spain. Las Palmas. I think that's like in real life. That's sort of. I think that's one of these. And nice and sunny and good weather, especially if it's one of these that will, even when Spain like has winter, it will be even still really nice. But yeah, no, here it's going to be a freezing cold for 9 months of the year sort of deal, maybe more. I don't know. I haven't really been to Scotland. I don't know how cold it is. I don't really venture too far beyond the middle. The best of times. Be pretty cool. Maybe we should go. See what happens. Geo game visits places from Civ games that he has offended. That could work for everyone. Russia does take the city of Klaipeda again. Poland. Oh, these artilleries will be. That's quite a good spot actually. I think they can shoot that far, so they can just keep pretty much safely retaking the city. Spain and Sweden peace out. I feel like Spain. I don't know if they had this already or not, but. Yeah, wouldn't they be resistant? I don't know. Either way, they did take that island city at some point, either just in that peace deal or had already taken it. But apart from that, they leave Helsinki alone. So Sweden didn't lose anything more than they probably already had in the worst case scenario. There we go. That just about makes sense in my head. The Huns. What are you going to do? They are... Even, compared to like Rome... I think there's a clear difference between the Huns in Assyria now and the rest of the world. Russia could maybe get there if they weren't in a war, so I don't want to be too harsh on them, but it's hard to... I feel like they couldn't match these two, because these two are obviously so much... they're both bigger than Russia, so that probably helps. But either way, I mean, if... Poland must be good though, because Russia's looking great and Poland is putting up a very, valiant defense. They're not giving in too easily, but again, as we've seen in a few games recently, there is normally a tipping point in these. There is a point where if Warsaw probably falls, it might be Warsaw, it may be another city, but there's a tipping point where all of a sudden, it will just be cities falling every turn. It happens. Almost all the time we have this grueling stage, and then once probably if they were to take this line of however you pronounce that, Bydgoszcz, that's definitely wrong, but sorry, Warsaw and Krakow. I don't even think Warsaw is that's English obviously, but I'm sure I think that's not even the right way to say Warsaw. It's like Warzawa, something like that in native, but we just read it in English. But yeah, I mean, if Russia takes these three, I feel like that could be the bit where Poland just starts to, the rest, there's nothing here, look, there's no units. It's very different to Assyria, where every tile is a land unit. So we'll keep an eye on that. Getting towards turn 350. But yeah, hopefully we do get a new war soon. Puskov. Again, I think Assyria has just stolen some city names from civs that haven't used all of their allowance. So I'm pretty sure that sounds like a a Russian city. Might be wrong completely. Maybe it is an Assyrian list, but I'm pretty sure some of the other ones they settled also didn't have Assyrian names. I mean, Wei Fang. That sounds very... I feel like they're just stealing it from other vanilla civs. I feel like that sounds Chinese. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not China's. But I'm pretty sure there was a more obvious one. I mean, Montpellier is France. Oberhausen is Austrian or German or one of those. I don't really want to look at them too much, to be honest. Not in a mean way, but it might crash. Staring Norrköping, that has to be like Sweden of the base game civs, or I guess Denmark maybe, but most likely Sweden. I don't know. Some of them are hard to tell, but there's certainly some that are just recognisably stolen names. Obviously, all the Hunnic cities are stolen names, which makes it just even more confusing. I like this one. It's very long. Gorzał Wielkopolski. I'm guessing that's a Polish name. Polski, Poland. Or Polish, I think, the translation. Oh, they actually retook this city with 1 marine. What a brave unit that is. Sneaking in there to recover the city. Does look like they've held up. This isn't as scary as it was before. This is manageable in terms of an enemy. I guess there's a few XCOM squads in behind too, but it certainly looks more manageable. Krakow, I don't know if that was with guided missiles maybe coming into it again. There's some stealth bombers there, which I've kindly been informed by the comments of the bonuses of using a stealth bomber. And yeah, I guess if you upgrade from the original bombers, the upgrades are pretty good. I don't know if building a stealth bomber from scratch, I can't remember if you get the same upgrades, but again, you guys know. You've told me it's the best unit, so I won't go against that. But they can't be shot down, which is pretty powerful. That is pretty good. Maybe this has... I don't know. They may have not cleaned this up. I mean, that could just be... could be what's happened. Whereas the Huns have recovered from their nuclear attack. Poland's still just on... There is a worker here, but they've just not gotten in there yet. But I don't know. Krakow may have been nuked again, because to lose half your health, that is the cause. But then again, I don't think Russia has any, so... Obviously, they could just have... Oh no, they do have one up there. They could just have 1 or 2. They don't have too many, though. Not many planes. I don't think... the stealth bomber not require anything? That might help as well. Very close. They've got a good defense here. But yeah, it is close. Like, it's on the edge. You can't just leave one melee unit nearby alive, because they will sneak in. Take it. Wouldn't be too worried about these XCOM squads. Obviously, yeah, protect your workers, all that sort of stuff, but they're not going to take a city by themselves. And yeah, again, good defense around this city. Artillery. I mean, the marine is a bit of cannon fodder, and the infantry can go and challenge some of these mobile SAMs, I guess. But yeah, Krakow is probably defended okay. If the artillery city bombardment can kill these 2 very low mobile SAMs. And there's some reinforcements back here as well. I'm sure most of their production in the non-puppeted cities, which is quite a few of them, a bit concerning actually, as you can see for Poland. Most of them are puppets. Even England has landed a full-scale invasion in the west, and Poland's just ignored it. They're like, you've got no hope, don't worry. And it does look that way actually, these units clearing up that turn. And Poland did kill the attack on Krakow. I don't know what the Huns... I think this is open borders with the Huns. They're not at war, so... I don't know where that's... I mean, I know the Huns are still trying to get units to Sweden in some weird attempt. I don't think they've... They're still trying here, but I don't think they'll take anything. Well, that was short-lived. It was going so well. They must have used more of those planes, and the XCOM squad managed to get in. This is going to make the borders look weird, because there is a lot of land associated. Okay. Oh, that's gross. The 1 tile missing. If they peace out now, that is going to be hard to look at for the next few episodes. That is going to be gross. But we'll see if Warsaw falls. That would be a big one, if it was to. Ooh. Ooh, is it going to happen? I don't think so. I don't know why we're oohing. It's not even their turn yet. But apart from this, we haven't got anything else going on for the first time. I mean, we had those crazy years, so that's not a bad thing as such. I'm a bit worried. I mean, it's probably not going to happen, but if the Huns and Assyria, if one of them declared war on the other, I think it would just break. It couldn't handle it. They both have so many units. The only good news is that Assyria is fighting Morocco, is that at least they're throwing away a few boats and land units every now and then each time these cities change hands. Doesn't work out too well for Morocco, but luckily they're fighting on such a small front and they don't have to reinforce as much. So it's going fine. Even Egypt is stacked with units down here at the bottom. What's going on there? I'm really surprised. They must be friends or something, I don't know. What influences the AI's choice? See, lots of different things, but yeah, Syria's just kept them around. Russia just denounced Assyria. They might regret that at some point. I would like to see if Poland could just get a peace deal. They did get Krakow back, although they might lose this northern city. If they could just get a peace deal now and rebuild, they'd be fine. So I think it's actually smart that Russia is not giving them the peace deal and going for it. But sadly, yeah, they have sort of run out. I mean, a lot of these troops have got to stay here, I feel, when the Huns have filled every unit about 5 deep minimum. I'm not going to look in case it crashes, but they have to be careful, Russia. In fact, I could see that being the next war. The problem is the Huns might go after Poland as well, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, definitely Huns v one of these two could emerge, and that would certainly tilt the scales. I think Assyria is winning right now. Just a guess, demographics based. I mean, it could be really close, but they seem to just be edging it, and then maybe the Huns are second. So if the Huns were to, you know, just storm, I mean, right now they would just kick the door in and take Poland down easily, and I wouldn't imagine Russia would pose them much more of a threat either, because they're running a bit low. It would be harder. Well, it's a bigger border. Could be easier or harder. No, I thought that was it. I thought we were getting something then. But no, Russia v Morocco. Not too big, but of course someone else might join. So, you know, keep an eye out. We'll see. Maybe someone else. If Spain was to go after Morocco, that would be interesting. They have so many boats. I feel like we're being a bit harsh on Spain, saying because they don't have as many land units. They're not stacked like the other civs. If you include all these boats, they probably are right up there for numbers. Obviously, different uses. You can't use the submarines as much to conquer cities in particular, but if they were to fight anyone, probably in, well, anyone with a board, anyone in the water, and technically all the civs they border are in the water, right? Morocco is coastal, at least at the start. Rome is very much a water-based empire as well. Poland has a pretty big coast. England, most of their cities are coastal, so it would make an impact to have the biggest navy. I mean, there is no civ that isn't coastal anymore, but you know, I mean, yes, okay, it doesn't matter. Having those submarines wouldn't help against the Russia, but you're not going to fight Russia anyway. They're miles away. Like, it's a bit of a pointless exception to the rule. Same goes for the Huns, who are obviously coastal but only in the Black Sea. But again, Spain's not going to come over here anyway, so it doesn't matter that they're only limited to submarines. For anyone that Spain might attack, these submarines could certainly do a good job. That's what I'm trying to get across, basically. Even if they're not the ideal, you know, if you had a choice of 50 submarines or 50 mechanized infantries right now, you'd probably side with the infantries. But you know, they can make the most of these. It will still play a part. Rome v Morocco. Okay, Morocco is, of course, well, Rome pieced out, attacked with Assyria, or similar time, pieced out and has now gone back in. So that's pretty big. And we'll see. I think Spain would be the big one, because they could take a lot of these boats out. That would allow more Rome and Assyrian troops to flood in, potentially. Even Egypt joining in would probably have an impact. They have enough troops here to do something. So we'll see if we get that in the coming turns. But at the moment, it's mostly pretty chill. You gotta bait the AI. You just say it's chill, and then something good will happen. I'm enjoying it, you know, being so calm and No wars to commentate on. Maybe the AIs are, I don't know, they are ascending to a higher plane of living. I don't know. Get philosophical here. 1919 AD. That will be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.